everybody, we are here today again talking about pivoting. I know everybody's talking about it. Everybody's saying don't push pause but pivot. We were here 6 weeks ago talking about that when this all started. Our message then was you've got to pivot for not for 2020, but you've got to pivot for quarter 2. But today we are talking about you really need to pivot for 2020. I mean, that's kind of the reality. I think now as we are flattening the curve, we're now talking about in the next month or so what that looks like as our community opens back up again, businesses open up again, what that's going to look like. And the reality is we thought that this was going to be more sort of a temporary thing and we would all go back to life as normal come June, but really what we're seeing now is that some of these changes and some of these things that our society is doing now we're going to have to do for some time and even through the end of the year. So what I want to talk about today is what that means for your branding and your marketing and really your content. Again, you've probably pivoted your business in some way. You've maybe have gone from live events to virtual events. Maybe you've gone from offline to online. Maybe you are communicating with your customers, solely now through email and social media because you don't have that face-to-face contact anymore. Maybe you've created a different suite of products and services that are meeting your customers where they are now. Wherever you are, really what we need to do now is start planning for the rest of the year and what that's going to look like. You're going to need to revisit your branding because I guarantee you the messaging that you're going to need to use probably for the rest of the year is going to need to be tweaked in some way. Probably the way you need to talk to your audience needs to be tweaked in some way. Again, the reality that we were all living in before March 1 has changed, and you need to meet your audience where they are now, and you need to speak to them in a language that's sensitive to what's going on and what they need. So super, super important. Marketing, again, some of the really tried and true marketing tactics that probably were working really well for you a couple of months ago when people were just out and about, they were in their cars, is not working now. So looking at for the rest of the year, what does that marketing strategy look like and how do you need to tweak it? What are some of the changes that you need to be making now? I think also we need to talk about budget. For a lot of companies, the budget we had 2 months ago is not there now. So again, just retooling that. Content. Are you speaking to what your customers need now? Are you being sensitive to that? Are you utilizing your social platforms and your email list and your website, really the best way that you can? Because that's probably the only way that you can talk to your customers. So there's a lot. I've kind of laid out a lot for you and a lot to think about as you continue to pivot for 2020. We've got some great resources. Go to our website, go to novellabrandhouse.com/resources. On that page, there's tons of things there. There's downloads, there's the first class of our Novella University, and a lot of other things that you can utilize. You can go into our Instagram, go into the profile, and in our link tree, you're gonna find all kinds of links, and there's a link to an interview I did with Trailblaze, which is our in-house strategic partner. They do e-commerce websites and digital marketing. I did an interview with them where we talked about the 5 things that you need to consider when you do an e-commerce website. It's 40 minutes, but I promise you, well worth the listen if you're looking at creating a new e-commerce website. And finally, if branding just overall, that still kind of perplexes you and you just need some good information about what is a brand, why do I need it, how do I evolve my brand, that link, there's a link in our Instagram profile to when I did 3 episodes on the Sweet Life Entrepreneur podcast last fall, and I talked all about branding. It was basically branding 101. So that is a great resource as well. Take a listen to that. All right, guys, I hope this helps. Again, reach out to us if you need anything as you continue to pivot through all of this and pivot for the rest of 2020, and I'll see you soon.